Welcome everybody to this very special episode of DHL Pro Tips for Brawl Stars, where I am joined by Symantec of SK Gaming. Symantec, welcome.
Hello, Ark. Thank you for having me here.
Your achievements at this point are getting pretty endless in terms of the list. And this is the reason why we've got you here, because who better to go through some pro tips with us? How did you get into Brawl esports, and what advice would you give to someone else looking to do the same?
I think I just took every tournament I had with me, with my team. I took every possibility to face stronger opponents and group by them. And basically just spend time in Brawl esports, spend time facing enemies, spend time scrimming, and spend time playing tournaments.
One of the great things about the Snapdragon Pro Series, of course, as you know, is that we have an open format. So what advice would you give to those teams that are kind of on the cusp of greatness but haven't quite broken through yet?
I think if you want to break through, you just need to focus on your strengths. If your strength is team synergy, then don't play Sniper's Comp, but play something like GDMX Sandy, which requires a ton of team synergy. And as the other side, you can also be insanely good at individual, then play Assassins or play Snipers and don't play necessarily Max Sandy Comp. And then there's obviously the strategies which you can have, which includes draft as well, where you can just focus on that and try to be good on that. And my main point, I would say, is just having an objective view of eyes on the team. It might be a coach, or it might be just the fourth player, which is not playing right now, is on the bench, because having this objective view of everything is just insane and way too underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, having a fourth pair of eyes definitely goes a long, long way and helps avoid that squabbling that you can get with teams for sure. Talk us through your scrims. That's something that we don't tend to get to know too much about. So what kind of things are you guys doing in the background? Like, what's your secret sauce? What kind of tips and tricks do you guys try to keep hidden from us in that respect?
What we do is especially training and trying stuff a lot. Most of the time, our comps are even set some hours before a tournament or one day before a tournament, for example, the monthly final. We just try out everything which we can to have a slightly possible advantage in draft. And it may be that we change our ban so often that we say, okay, maybe we don't need to ban Bonnie on dueling beetles because we have a Pam to counter it. So even if we are second pick, we don't need to ban her. Or is it possible to play a Fang right alone on Golden Gulch, for example? And we just try out a ton of stuff until we can't try anymore. So yeah.
Speaking of draft, one of the biggest changes in the history of Brawl esports, it'd be rude not to ask this kind of question, but what is going through your mind when it comes to draft? What, if you had to bullet point, top tips would you give for others to be able to improve their draft?
Obviously, the main point, which everyone knows, is ban the most broken brawlers if you're second pick, so the enemy team can't have it. Leave them open if you're first pick, and ban potentially a good duo comp, which the enemies might pick. And as well, try to play comps which are based on your player pool, on your brawler pool, because most of the times people can't play Mortis perfectly. So don't try to build a comp around Mortis, but build a comp which is based on you and yourself.
Well, Symantec, it's no surprise that you love your aggressive brawlers. You love your Fangs, your Mortises, and your Stews. Talk us through the reasons why you like that playstyle and what advice you'd give to others that want to maybe enhance and improve those particular brawlers.
So the reason why I love them is because when you're the aggressive player, you need to have all the time the whole field in your view. You need to know when you go aggro and when to synergize with your teammates, because you cannot go 1v3 with a Bull. You cannot go 1v3 with a Mortis or Fang. You need to wait for your teammates to go aggro, make them low, or potentially you'll be the distraction. But in any case, you need to always have the synergy with your teammates. And I just love being the player that controls it, since I'm also the in-game leader, so I give the most callouts, and it's just easier for me to be an aggro player and then also have everything in my view.
Symantec, it's been a joy to have you on, as it has been a pleasure to watch you play throughout the season. Got to give you huge congratulations on your performance so far and wishing you the best of luck to you and your team in the finals. Before we sign off though, any final words, any shout outs to your fans and following?
Definitely. It's been amazing to see the kind of support which the community gave the last months. And especially to us, but also the whole esports scene. It's warming my heart to see all of this, and just big thank you for everyone who's supporting us and the scene itself.
Thanks again, Symantec, for your time, and we'll see you all again very, very soon for the next episode of DHL Pro Tips.